Jinger and Jeremy Vuolo might be gearing up for their most surprising move yet, and it's not another book or a podcast. Nope, fans are buzzing that the couple could be launching a YouTube channel. Yes, the famously media-savvy duo who once shied away from overexposure might finally be ready to step fully into the influencer spotlight. But why now? And what tipped fans off? Welcome back to the channel, where we bring you all the hottest updates, hidden clues, and behind-the-scenes buzz from your favorite reality TV families. Today, we're diving deep into the rumors swirling around Jinger Duggar Vuolo and her husband Jeremy. Could they really be setting up a full-blown YouTube channel? Fans think the writing is all over the wall. Let's break it down. From best-selling books to hard-hitting documentaries, Jinger and Jeremy have slowly but steadily stepped away from the Duggar family brand and into their own lane. Remember their 2021 memoir, The Hope We Hold? Or Jinger's bold solo book, Becoming Free Indeed, that made headlines for criticizing IBLP? How about their multiple high-profile interviews with People and Nightline, where they finally spoke out about their upbringing? This isn't just a couple chasing clicks. This is a pair carefully building a platform. And now, fans believe that platform might be taking the shape of a YouTube channel. And once you see the clues, you might agree. Something big is coming. Stay tuned, because in this video, we're unpacking the signs, the strategy, and what a Vuolo YouTube channel could actually look like. Trust us, you don't want to miss this. One of the biggest storylines in Jinger Vuolo's post-Counting on Life has been her deliberate, and some would say bold, departure from the Duggar legacy and everything it stood for. Let's be clear, this isn't just about moving to Los Angeles and swapping prairie dresses for skinny jeans. Jinger has made calculated, thoughtful decisions that send a message loud and clear. She's no longer under Jim Bob's control. Her most public break came with her memoir, Becoming Free Indeed, which wasn't just a peek behind the Duggar curtain. It was a direct critique of the IBLP, Institute in Basic Life Principles, the ultra-conservative religious group the Duggars followed. Jinger didn't hold back. She called out the fear-based teachings of Bill Gothard, explained how those teachings caused emotional harm, and made it clear she no longer adheres to those beliefs. This was huge, especially for a Duggar. Fans noticed something else. While other family members either stayed quiet or gave vague, neutral statements about their upbringing, Jinger used her platform to take a stand. And she did it without dragging anyone. She focused on ideas, not people. But make no mistake, this was a form of rebellion. Then there's the move to Los Angeles. On paper, it may have looked like a relocation for Jeremy's seminary work, but come on, LA? That's the complete opposite of the Duggar-approved lifestyle. This isn't a place Jim Bob would have ever allowed his kids to live. The Vuolos embraced it fully. Coffee shops, Dodgers games, walks around Santa Monica, they blended right in. And let's talk about image. The Vuolos have clearly rebranded. Their social media feed isn't cluttered with 19-sibling chaos or long denim skirts. It's curated,
clean,
intentional. They've partnered with publishers, made appearances on mainstream outlets like The Today Show and People magazine, and even dipped into subtle influencer territory with lifestyle posts and quiet promotional nods. Everything about their current life screams independence, and that is no accident. It's the result of very smart, strategic decisions to distance themselves from the dysfunction, drama, and control associated with the Duggar empire. And as we'll explore next, all of this might just be leading to their next big move, a full-on YouTube channel launch. If you've been following Jinger and Jeremy Vuolo closely on Instagram and TikTok lately, you've probably noticed some interesting patterns, subtle but intentional. Fans have zeroed in on the couple's recent posts and stories, and speculation is at an all-time high. The question everyone's asking, are Jinger and Jeremy preparing to launch their very own YouTube channel? Let's start with the Instagram breadcrumbs. Jinger has been noticeably more polished and strategic in her posts. Her feed has evolved into a carefully curated aesthetic, neutral tones, faith-based reflections, lifestyle shots, and sneak peeks into her day-to-day life. But what caught fans' eyes were the sudden influx of short-form video clips. Think day-in-the-life montages, behind-the-scenes from speaking engagements, cooking reels with captions like, "Should we show more of this?" These aren't your casual reels, they're warm-ups. They feel like soft launches. Jeremy, 2. Hasn't been idle. While his posts remain focused on theology and church life, there's been a distinct uptick in video-driven content, clips from sermons, podcast snippets, and motivational messages. And most tellingly, in a recent Q&A on Instagram, someone asked, "Would you ever start a YouTube channel with Jinger?" Jeremy replied with a wink emoji and said, "You'll have to wait and see." Then there's TikTok. While the Vuolos haven't posted a ton there directly, fan pages and Duggar watchers have been reposting clips of the couple from various interviews, especially from Jinger's book tour and podcasts, and pairing them with captions like, "They're ready for YouTube," or "Just launched the channel already." It's a digital whisper campaign fueled by speculation and growing demand. Now, pair that with Jinger's latest media blitz, her memoir, podcast appearances, and interviews, and you can sense a bigger plan. She said in multiple sit-downs that she wants to connect with people in a more meaningful, authentic way. Fans believe that's code for long-form video storytelling. And let's be honest, what better way to control your narrative, deliver faith-centered lifestyle content, and stay relevant than through YouTube? Let's not forget Jeremy's background. Before marrying into the Duggar family, he wasn't just a former pro soccer player. He studied theology, got his Master of Divinity from the Master's Seminary, and has dabbled in preaching, podcasting, and public speaking. He understands media, structure, and messaging. He knows how to craft a narrative. If they were to launch a channel, Jeremy would likely handle much of the planning and framework, while Jinger would be the natural front-facing presence. Together, they've already laid the foundation: a rebranded image, a message focused on personal faith, emotional healing, and modern Christian living, and a supportive audience that's hungry for more. All the clues are there. This could be the calm before the YouTube storm. Let's talk about why launching a YouTube channel isn't just a random guess for Jeremy and Jinger Vuolo. It actually makes a lot of sense. And if you've been watching how other ex-reality TV couples are navigating life after fame, the blueprint is already there. First, look at the influencer landscape, especially within Christian or family-oriented communities. Couples like Carlin and Evan Bates, Alyssa and John Webster, and even the Bontraggers have carved out entire careers by documenting their day-to-day lives on YouTube. These aren't just vanity projects. They're strategic platforms that blend lifestyle content with subtle, or sometimes overt, faith-based messaging. Jinger and Jeremy could easily follow this model, and maybe even do it better. With their media experience and polished image, they could create a highly professional, well-branded channel that resonates with both faith-driven viewers and mainstream lifestyle fans. Then there's the rebranded faith angle. If you've read Jinger's memoir, Becoming Free Indeed, you know she's very intentionally distanced herself from IBLP and Jim Bob's ultra-fundamentalist views. But she hasn't abandoned her faith. She's reframed it. YouTube would give her and Jeremy the perfect long-form platform to unpack theology in a way that feels authentic and accessible. No reality TV editing. No TLC producers shaping the narrative. Just them, telling their story on their terms. It's also about financial freedom. Let's be honest, the Vuolos are no longer cashing those TLC checks. And distancing themselves from the Duggar empire likely came with financial trade-offs. A YouTube channel could unlock sponsorship deals, AdSense revenue, book promo opportunities, and even speaking gigs. They're living in LA, not exactly a cheap lifestyle. YouTube could be both a passion project and a revenue stream that supports their independence. And think about the types of content they could create. Vlogs showing their life in Los Angeles. Parenting updates that feel way more real and relatable than the old Duggar-style routines. Lifestyle content like cooking, home organization, or minimalist living. And of course, Jeremy, who has a background in theology, could lead Bible study sessions, Q&As about doctrine, or commentary on navigating faith in today's world. It would appeal to millennials, Gen Z, ex-fundies, and Christians trying to deconstruct while still holding on to their values. In short, this isn't just a whim. All signs point to a strategic move, and YouTube may just be the next big chapter in the Vuolos' very public, very intentional rebrand. Now let's talk about the flip side of this potential YouTube venture. Because while Jeremy and Jinger Vuolo branching out onto YouTube could be a smart move, it doesn't come without serious risks and backlash. First up, the Duggar loyalists. These diehard supporters of Jim, Bob, and Michelle, and the broader Duggar family legacy, may not take kindly to what they perceive as Jinger and Jeremy's subtle, or not-so-subtle, rejection of their roots. Many fans who still cling to the IBLP ideology or see the Duggars as spiritual role models could view Jinger's YouTube presence as a betrayal. Let's not forget, she's already faced criticism for her memoir and outspoken rejection of Bill Gothard's teachings. A YouTube platform gives her even more space to talk and more opportunity to be labeled a rebel or wayward daughter by the traditional fan base. Then there's the issue of overexposure. One of the appeals of Jinger and Jeremy's current public image is their controlled transparency. They share just enough to keep fans interested, but maintain a polished, curated front. YouTube, however, thrives on rawness and consistency, and with regular uploads, there's a real risk of diluting their brand or exposing cracks in their lifestyle. If their content becomes too mundane, too scripted, or worse, too vulnerable, they may end up losing control of the narrative. Fans and critics alike will dissect every facial expression, every parenting choice, every theological statement. And that leads us right into theological backlash, especially from conservative evangelical circles. Jeremy, as a trained pastor, already carries the weight of expectations. If he or Jinger were to discuss controversial topics like deconstruction, mental health, women's roles in the church, or even criticize certain teachings too directly, they could find themselves under fire. It only takes one viral clip, one poorly worded comment, to ignite a firestorm of theological critique. Already, there are whispers that Jeremy's brand of theology is too Hollywood or celebrity Christianity. A YouTube channel could deepen that perception, especially if the content is heavy on lifestyle and light on scripture. And let's not overlook family backlash. Depending on what Jinger and Jeremy choose to reveal about their past, about family dynamics, or about their personal journey away from the Duggar compound, there's always a chance the rest of the Duggar family may push back, privately or publicly. We've seen it before with Jill and Derek. Could Jinger and Jeremy be next? Let's talk numbers, because if Jinger and Jeremy Vuolo do launch a YouTube channel, this isn't just about sharing cute family moments or deep theological thoughts. This could turn into a full-blown revenue engine. YouTube monetization starts with AdSense. The platform pays creators a cut of ad revenue based on views, engagement, and watch time. Considering the Vuolos' existing audience, they could hit hundreds of thousands of views per video almost immediately. That kind of traffic could translate to anywhere from $3 to $8 per 1,000 views, depending on their niche and viewer demographics. Conservative estimate? Easily $5,000 to $15,000 per month just from ads alone, within a few months of consistent uploading. But that's just the beginning. Sponsored content is where the real money flows. With Jinger's clean image, faith-forward values, and a strong following among young Christian women, brands in lifestyle, fashion, parenting, and faith-based markets would likely flock to partner with them. Think modest clothing companies, Christian book publishers, homeschool curriculums, faith-driven tech tools, and wellness brands. A single brand deal for a mid-size YouTuber can bring in $5,000 to $20,000 per video, depending on reach and audience fit, and the Vuolos would have leverage thanks to their unique crossover appeal, reality TV nostalgia, plus modern influencer credibility. And then there's the ripple effect: book sales and public speaking. Jinger's memoir already made waves, but a thriving YouTube channel would breathe new life into her book's visibility. Think affiliate links in video descriptions, book club content, behind-the-scenes writing vlogs. That alone could cause a sales spike. On top of that, YouTube fame has a proven track record of landing creators on stages, from church conferences to faith-centered leadership summits. Jeremy's background in ministry and Jinger's story of breaking free from fundamentalism could easily turn into a national speaking tour, with honorariums ranging from $2,000 to $10,000 per event. In other words, this isn't just a hobby. If they play it right, the Vuolos could turn their YouTube presence into a multi-six-figure business in under a year, while controlling the narrative, sharing their faith, and staying independent of TLC's editing room. Let's talk about what fans are actually saying, because their voices are loud, passionate, and more convinced than ever that something big is coming from Jeremy and Jinger Vuolo. Reddit threads have been buzzing. Fans are dissecting every photo, caption, and video clip, looking for signs of a YouTube channel or vlog in the works. One popular Duggar-focused subreddit lit up recently when Jinger posted a video of their daughter doing something cute. But the filming style? It wasn't your usual candid moment. It looked polished, edited, and even had good lighting and angles. Fans commented, "This looks like YouTube test footage," and others agreed, saying things like, "They're clearly testing content. Look at the quality." On Facebook and Instagram fan pages, the tone is even more excited. Comments are rolling in with phrases like, "It's about time they launch something on their own," and "They'd be so good at this. They're already halfway there." Many followers are applauding the Vuolos for finally stepping away from the Duggar shadow and doing something fresh and relatable. What's even more telling? The couple's recent behavior. Jeremy and Jinger have been more active online, sharing longer-form thoughts, more personal glimpses into their lives, and what fans are calling curated casual moments. Think sneak peeks into their kitchen, parenting moments with thoughtful captions, and even faith-based reflections that feel perfectly aligned with long-form video storytelling. Then there's the real kicker. People are asking, are they filming already? Some fans have pointed out that Jeremy was recently spotted with what looked like a vlogging setup, camera, mic, the whole thing at a public event. Others noted that Jinger's recent Instagram stories had background snippets that looked like a studio setup. It's all circumstantial, sure. But put together, it's very suggestive. This has all led to intense speculation that something is already in the works, maybe even episodes already filmed and waiting to launch. Fans are crossing their fingers, and frankly, they're ready. This audience doesn't just want Duggar drama anymore. They want authenticity, growth, and new beginnings. And for many, Jinger and Jeremy's next chapter might finally deliver just that. So, when we piece it all together, the rebranding, the strategic silence, the subtle social media teases, and Jeremy's media background, one thing becomes crystal clear. Something is definitely brewing with Jinger and Jeremy Vuolo. A YouTube channel? It's not confirmed, but the writing's on the wall. From fans catching clues to the increasing distance from the Duggar name, it's obvious the Vuolos are setting themselves up for a new chapter, one that might just play out in front of millions of subscribers. Whether it's parenting tips, lifestyle vlogs, or theological discussions, a Vuolo YouTube debut could shake up how we viewed this couple until now. And if they're really going for it, it could be the beginning of a brand new media empire, outside the shadow of TLC and Jim Bob Duggar.
So, what do you think?
Are they launching a channel soon? Are you here for the content? Or skeptical of their intentions? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget, if you love these deep dives, hit that like, subscribe, and tap the bell icon so you never miss a hot update. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Whoa! Did Jeremy and Jinger Vuolo just drop the biggest clue yet? Are they really gearing up for a YouTube debut that could blow the entire Duggar media empire to pieces? Fans are buzzing, theories are flying, and honestly, if this goes live, it could be game over for the old Duggar dynasty as we know it. Jeremy and Jinger Vuolo have been slowly, but intentionally, shedding the Duggar brand for years now. And if you've been following their journey, the signs have been loud and clear. From relocating to Los Angeles, a city far removed in both geography and ideology from the Duggar family's Arkansas roots, to Jinger's powerful memoir Becoming Free Indeed, the couple is rewriting their own legacy. Jinger, in particular, has spoken out against the Institute in Basic Life Principles, or IBLP, the ultra-conservative religious organization that shaped much of her upbringing. And unlike some of her siblings who've stayed silent, Jinger took it public. She's been on podcasts, national interviews, even hitting bestseller lists with her tell-all memoir that directly questions the belief system she was raised under. Meanwhile, Jeremy, a former professional soccer player turned pastor, has used his platform to support this evolution. He's no stranger to media or public speaking, and he's made it clear that faith, when rooted in grace and not fear, is something worth sharing. Together, The Vuolos are crafting a new version of what it means to be public figures from a family that once believed in staying tightly scripted. But here's where it gets really interesting. They're not just distancing themselves, they're rebuilding. Their curated Instagram feeds, well-produced photo shoots, and consistent aesthetic suggest something bigger is coming. And with all the pieces they've put into place, YouTube feels like the obvious next step.